We reached 500 subscribers 2 days ago, I believe. Thank you so much to everybody for the support. It was super fast. And as promised, I said that I was going to do a Ask Me Anything video where you can ask me any questions you want so we can get to know each other. So a few subscribers asked some questions I created a special channel on the Discord. So yes, we have a Discord for this server. Link in the description if you want to join. It's the best place to ask any questions you may have regarding Amazon, best place to reach out to me, best place to hang out with other sellers and to learn a lot of stuff. I'm also learning a lot of stuff. So yeah, join the server, let's hang out and stuff. And yeah, so I received a few questions on the server. I'm going to answer them now. And yeah, let's get started. So Shamin asked, where were you born and how did you end up in Miami? I was born in Belgium in a town called Charleroi. My dad is from Congo, my mom is from Italy, so I'm half and half. I'm half Congolese, half Italian. And I ended up in Miami. So how did I end up in Miami? It's a complicated story. So I was playing basketball. I was playing at Charleroi. I was playing in the B team, actually. Charleroi, like, it's a EuroLeague team. They play in the EuroLeague. And I was playing in the B team, right? And I was looking to basically find a college to go play in the US because my dream was to go to the NBA, right? So the best way to do it is actually to play in college, right? So I went to Miami to train, and one ex-pro players actually brought me to Miami and with other guys to train and to see coaches and stuff. And I really like the city. I really like the vibe. And I said to myself, I need to move over there because if I want to go to the next level, I need to move over there. And so I decided to move to Miami. I was studying law at the time in Belgium and playing basketball at the same time. It was not easy because when you are actually a student, there's no such thing as student athlete in Europe, right? So if you study, you study a lot, and like basically it's full time. It's not full time like in the US. Like in the US, when you study full time, it's not really full time. It's really like part-time compared to Europe, right? So I was studying law at the time, and it was really difficult and stuff because I was practicing every day, sometimes twice a day, right? Because it was like, it's like think of it this way. The G League for the NBA? It was pretty much the same thing, but like for EuroLeague teams. So I was playing in that team, and like, so we practice every day, and I was like, it's like I had a full-time job at the same time because I was studying law. And like, it's super, like, it's long hours when you study law, especially in Europe. It's sometimes I had classes from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. I had some breaks in between, but like it's a common occurrence. And then I had games twice a week. So yeah, after that I moved to the US. I liked Miami, and I came back here because I wanted to get to the next level, and I started a business. So I may talk more about it in the future, but that's the story. This is the story. So right here I combine, and yeah, I'm gonna do this a little more. There are some questions that I combine one with the other because it makes it more easy, right? And they were pretty much covering the same thing. So Taha and Randy asked, why and how did I start Amazon, like selling on Amazon, and where did I learn it? I said it a couple times. I did not start it with arbitrage. I started with private labeling. And basically before, like the thing is that like, and I had a few questions that about what I was doing before I actually started doing Amazon. Did I have a job and stuff? I did not really have a job before. I had multiple hustles. I've always had multiple hustles. And one of my hustles during the pandemic really took off. It was like I was making good money, and by just working 4 days a week, basically. I was working Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, right? And so I had 3 days off, and I started to get really bored. I was making good money, but I was starting to get really bored. And I told my girl, hey, let's start something. Let's make something, like let's build something, because like it's boring. Just life is boring. We work 4 times a week. Let's figure out something. So I found out actually, and I should say I was also doing marketing before that. It's not the hustle that took off during the pandemic, but I was doing marketing, and like one of my friend's girlfriend, like the girlfriend of one of my friends, I should say, because he did not have multiple girlfriends, was selling physical product, and she wanted me to do some stuff for her, basically. And she asked me, can you help me selling products on Amazon? And I basically told my VAs, I had multiple VAs because I was doing marketing consulting and they were doing some stuff for me, and I didn't want to do it, so I just told my VAs, hey, just figure out the stuff, figure out how to sell on Amazon, what we can do, because I was doing a lot of SEO as well. And I said, figure out if we can do the same thing, because this is basically what she asked me, like, can you do SEO but on Amazon? I said, probably, but I told my VA, hey, figure out that stuff. Let's see if we can, write me a report, I'll send it to her, and she can figure it out by herself, right? And so that was my the first way I actually got into Amazon. I just read the report quickly. I said, this may be interesting, but did not look too much into it, right? So after that, I think close to 1 year after that, basically I was doing marketing for, small business, right? So the pandemic hit, all small business closed, and like I had no client left. So this is where I focused on all my other hustles, right? And so when I was bored during those 3 days that I had off every single week, I told my girl, as I said, hey, let's figure out something, let's build something. And I stumbled upon actually videos from Jungle Scout, where they were doing private label. And I showed the video to my girl. I said, hey, let's do this, let's start this, it looks fun. Let's basically build a product and let's sell it on Amazon. And like, I did not think too much about it. It was really a side project, to be honest. It was really a side project. I did not really think about it. And you know what? Let's merge this with the next question, which is, what budget did I start it with? That was asked as well by Tara and Randy. So yeah, I just put like $3,000 into that. I had some, like, basically, I made money at the beginning of beginning of the pandemic? I made some money by trading USO, the stock USO, because there was some volatility with gas price, right? So I made some money, and I was looking, actually it's after that I was looking to basically make something, like do something else with that money, right? I did not make a lot, like probably close to $2,000, right? And because, and it's a funny story, because like actually at my school we had a group chat for people like talking about stocks and stuff and trading, and some guy say, hey, there's some volatility with gas price right now, because I don't remember, I think price for gas went high as fuck or some stuff like that. There was like a shortage. And so he said, hey guys, look at USO. I didn't even think about it, I just put some money into it, did not analyze anything. I said, hey, if something happens, something happens. So stuff actually happened. I made a lot of money with that stock, a lot of money, like compared to what I actually invested. This is what I mean. And so after that, like I just cashed out, and I liquidated the small stock portfolio that I had. It was on Robinhood, and I just invested that money over there on the product. That's it. And then, I mean, half of it, like probably close to 2,000, and then the rest came from my savings. So I started with around 3,000. We started a product that I must have around here. So it was basically a dog fishing game. And it was so fun. It was a fun journey. But I lost half of the money with it. The product was selling super good, but like I was not able to send everything to Amazon FBA because you have restriction. You have inventory restriction when you start, right? And so I lost some money because some product were lost and stolen in China. This story deserves a full video. I may talk about it. If you want me to talk about it, let me know. But I think it deserves a full video. And yeah, it's just how I started Amazon. And then I got actually in Arbitrage because I remember I was at the beach, right? And same thing, I was bored, and I was basically telling myself, yeah, Amazon, like, because actually, yeah, I should say that it was working super good. Like the product, like I did not think it was going to be that easy, because like the sales, like it was the first business that I ever started that started like being successful so easily. I haven't had to do anything. Like basically the products were selling, they arrived, they started selling. I was able to reach 70,000 as a sales rank in the toys category, and I did not do much. I just set up a few ads with Amazon. That's pretty much it. That's it. And the thing started selling. It was super easy. It was starting selling good. And yeah, so I realized, I said, you know what? The money compounds. Like, it's good, but like, I don't have to do anything. So I'm still bored. Isn't it any other way where I can make money a little bit faster? And I read a book that was the $100 startup. And he was talking about arbitrage, but not in the same way as retail arbitrage, online arbitrage, but people actually doing arbitrage buying, I think it was with printer, buying printer, selling it. And I said, let me see if I can do something similar on Amazon. And I started researching retail arbitrage, and I found videos from Reezy Resells, the OG. So yeah, I found videos from him, learned a lot, and I said, let me try this. It looks interesting, right? So I went to Ross. There's a Ross close to my house. And I said, you know what? Let me go to Ross and let me scan some products with the Amazon Seller app and see if I can actually find product easily. And I went there with my phone, I started scanning product, and I realized I said to myself, I'm going to make so much money. Why am I waiting on products to get from China? Why am I looking to reorder products? Let me just invest that money into retail arbitrage and grow this stuff. And like, because the money is going to compound super fast. Like, I was blown, like, my mind was blown. When I realized what retail arbitrage was, my mind was blown. And yeah, so I came back to the house. I told my girls, hey, we are gonna make so much money. And we have an expression in French. We have a saying in French that is basically, I'm gonna how to say that in English? How to say that? I'm gonna make myself golden balls, like golden balls. And there's an expression saying that, and I said we're gonna have some golden balls. And because I was blown away, it was like it's that easy to make money with Amazon. And yeah, that's the story of how I started Amazon and how I started arbitrage. And then I transitioned to online arbitrage because you know what? Same thing. I think it deserves a whole video. The reason why I transitioned to online arbitrage deserves a whole video. So I may talk about that in the future. Just let me know in the comments if you want to know about that. Yeah. So, next question. Taha asked, what was my first month sales and profit? My first month, so it was online, it was not online arbitrage, not retail arbitrage, it was private labeling. I invested a lot of money. And like, if we really say, what was my first month revenue, like it's zero, because I ordered the inventory in December and I got my first sale in March, right? Because private labeling takes time. You need to wait for the products to arrive. To get into the warehouse, to be checked in. Then you need to run some ads because nobody knows your product, right? But I got my first sale in March, I believe. It was March. And March 2 years ago. So actually it's been it's been 2 years that I started Amazon FBA, and I was suspended for 6 months during those 2 years. But yeah, so my first month sales, I believe it was close to $3,000, like $2,800, $2,900, something like that. The profit, I'm not sure. I was with this product, with the duck fishing game, we were close to 80%, 90% return on investment, I believe. Don't quote me on that, because I did not use the number, like I did not use inventory lab and stuff, so I was not that. I was not that, but I was basically buying the thing at $3. It was probably more than 80% return on investment. I was buying the whole set, the whole duck fishing game cost us $3 something, or $2 something. It was $3, I believe, and we were selling it for $19.99. So probably, yeah, it was probably close to 200% return on investment now that I think about it. But and it was cost landed, right, in Amazon warehouse. So yeah, the profit margins though, first month probably we were not profitable because we were paying ads and stuff, and then we had invested in a lot of inventory, and only like 1/3 of the inventory that we bought was in Amazon warehouses. So yeah, but it's starting selling pretty fast, and it was a fun project. And I'm going back to, I'm gonna go back to private labeling probably in the future. So my man Ed asked, looking back at when you started, what do you wish you knew from the beginning that would have made you start a whole lot easier? Any hard time? And Taha asked the second part. I combined those two questions, but like Taha asked, did I have any hard time when I started? So first of all, I wished I knew Amazon. Like I knew that you could make money by going to stores and flipping the stuff on Amazon that easily, like years ago. Because I will be a 9-10 figures person by this time. 9 figures, not 10. I would probably like, if I knew about that when I was 20. I'm 28 by the way. So if I knew about that, if I started when I was 20, I would be at 9 figures easily. Maybe 10, maybe even 10 figures, like net worth at this time. I started 2 years ago. So yeah, first of all, I wish, like, if I could go back in time, I wish I knew about this way before when I started. Like, so when I arrived into US, I wish I knew about that. Any hard time? Yeah, I was suspended for 6 months. You guys know it. It was not easy. It was difficult. It was painful. It was really painful. But everything got resolved. And yeah, so if there's anything else that I wish I knew when I actually had begun Amazon, yeah, I wish I knew about arbitrage before I got into private labeling. And I wish I knew how much credit was important to scale, because I would have started working on credit and getting high limit credit cards way before I actually did. I only started like recently. So yeah, this is holding my growth a little bit, but soon it's gonna be over and I'm gonna be able to scale my business with high limit credit cards. So yeah, that's what I wish I knew before. Did you ever doubt yourself when you started? No, I never. I'm not someone who like, I have confidence in myself. I have a lot of confidence in myself. I'm probably delusional, actually, when it comes to self-confidence. And I think you should be. Like, as I said, I was believing I was going to the NBA. I was like, anything that I do, I believe I'm gonna reach the top. And this is how it should be, and how you should think of yourself. It doesn't matter what other people think. You should believe in yourself all the time. So, no, I don't think I have a doubt in myself. I did not have any self-doubt. And also, I really started this as a side project. I had no idea. Like, if it failed, I did not really care. And so no, I did not really doubt. I would not say I doubted myself. Doubted like that I would succeed, because I just did. I didn't even think about it. I was just bored and I just wanted to do something. And also, I think I'm not somebody that's scared to lose money, and especially since I already lost everything and I rebuilt it when I was suspended, right? So I know I did it once, I can do it twice, 3 times. I'd rather not do it, of course, but like, if I had to do it, I have proof of concept. I know that if I lose everything, I can rebuild it. So I never really doubt myself, and I think you should really think about yourself in a high way. And yeah, Randy asked, did you work any job before you started FBA, and how did you manage your life and previous job while learning these new skills? So, as I said, the thing is, I never really worked a job. I never had a 9-to-5 job. And part of that is because I'm an international student. I was an international student here in the US, and you cannot work. I had some hustle that are online, and stuff. And so this is the reason why I actually started business. I started studying business in the first time. This is a thing that really pushed me. I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur and start business and stuff. But at first, of course, my goal was to actually find a high-paying job, and then invest some money in a business and stuff. But like, when you are actually an international student and you see all other people are treated by companies here like H-1B visas that are basically slavery, if we are being honest, and how companies use that to take advantage of employees. When I saw all that, I realized that, and I'm not going to talk too much about it, because some person that are really close to me, really close to me, and if I'm not going to expose anybody, but like, even in Miami, like, okay, I'll say it this way, my girl was taken advantage like this from her past employer, which was a lady doing, I'm not going to give too much information because you can find her, she's in Miami, and I don't want to do that, but like, people take advantage of people, right, when they are on work visas and stuff, to make them work more, to make them work in unfair conditions, because if you lose that job, if you lose whatever, if you do not say everything that they say, they can just cut you, and you can, like, you don't have any any way to stay in the US, and then you need to move back to your country, like just like you have 60 days to figure out something, right? So when I saw all that, I realized that, hey, I'm gonna move directly to start a business, to entrepreneurship, because I do not want to live this stuff. I do not want to go through this. It's so, yeah, I never really had a job, but I had some hustles, as I said, and some online hustles and stuff, and I started companies and stuff. And how did I manage my time? So basically, yeah, I was just at first, the thing is that I was not trying to make time. I was trying to work more because I had nothing to do for the business. Like when I was doing private labeling, as I said, I had nothing to do for that. Like, how to say that? Like, I wanted to do more and I was not able to, because like if you do private label, your product is selling, you have your ad set up. What more can you do, right? Except working on a new product. But I did not have like $30,000 to invest in 10 products and actually have an active like work all day on that business, right? So this is why I moved to retail arbitrage and online arbitrage. So in that regards, yeah, I wanted, like, I didn't, like, how did I manage my time? I think I really wanted to do more and I was not able to, so I moved to business models where the investment is lower, but you can be more invested. And yeah, so I know this is kind of weird, this is the opposite of what people do, but I wanted to be able, because yeah, you're gonna need to be more invested, but your capital is gonna grow way faster, right? So yeah, that's how I managed my time when I started, and this is how I moved from my job. So Randy again asked, what sacrifice did you have to make to be able to make time and learn this new skill? So I did not really have to make sacrifices in regard to make time, as I said when I answered the previous questions. But I think the main sacrifice I had to make in my journey is staying in the United States, staying away from my family, because my family is in Belgium. And yeah, this is the main sacrifice. I haven't seen my family for 5 years now, because I was staying in the US, working, trying to build something. For example, my grandma passed. I was not able to go back in Belgium because I just started school at FIU. So, just not being able to see family and stuff, not being able to see old friends and stuff, but really focusing on, building something here is the biggest sacrifice that I had to make. Was it worth it? It's debatable. You can argue that it was worth it or not worth it. It was not easy, of course. It was painful at times, but everything pays out, and yeah. So Randy again asked, at one point were you able to transition full-time into this? How did it feel? So as I said, yeah, when it comes to transitioning full-time, I've always done multiple things. So even though, I'm doing Amazon, but I'm also doing YouTube, and like I work differently than everybody. Like I don't work the same way as other people work. So it felt amazing, because I explained to you in the previous questions, it felt amazing because I was looking for working more hours, or putting more hours into that. And when I found retail arbitrage, when I found online arbitrage and first retail arbitrage, I was able to work full time on this, even though I was doing other stuff, and working more hours, reaching like a point where I was basically working full time hours into that. And even if it was not money generating activities, money generating tasks, I was just learning about new stuff. Even when I was doing retail arbitrage, trying to learn about new stores, trying to learn about new methods, trying to learn about repricing, trying to learn about that, and I just loved it. And yeah, it felt amazing. So Shamin asked, how many hours a day do you work? I work, here's my schedule. Like it really depends. Basically, if it comes just to Amazon, I could work probably 1-2 hours a day and be at the point where I am right now. If I just, because I have a big database of leads, I could just source those leads over and over again. And yeah, I'll just hire a virtual assistant that brings me new leads every time. And if I wanted to, I could work 1 hour a day on this. Really, even 30 minutes if I had a buyer. Like I could work 30 minutes a day on this, even probably less. I could do that and, be at the same point as I am right now. This is not what I'm doing. and I think you guys know it. So basically, here's how my day goes. When it comes to Amazon, I work on the Amazon business during the afternoon, like early afternoon. So right now it's 10:57 a.m. I'm recording this video a little bit later than what I used to. Funny story. It's because I did not know that we changed the hours. I did not know that we changed the hours last week or the week before that, last Sunday. Not this Sunday, but the Sunday before, right? And I was wondering why I was waking up so late all the time, right? And it happened that we changed the hours, and this is why I was waking up 1 hour later than I used to. But basically, what my days looked like before that, for the last, because I started posting daily videos on Amazon in December, actually. January 1st was when I started doing it daily. So basically, what my days look like since January is I'm working on YouTube the morning. So I used to wake up at like 7:30, and I was basically shooting my videos, and at first I was editing them heavily, but like I realized that it was not sustainable if I did not have an editor, and I was doing this and I wanted to release daily videos, right? So I started editing my videos less, which is not a problem for me because I can speak in front of the camera, for hours without like basically bugging or like not knowing what to say. So it was not that much an issue, and people were still liking the video. So I work basically 1 hour and 30 minutes on YouTube every single day. I shoot my videos, I do some minimal editings, I upload it, and it's rendering. And like I was starting at 7:30, and like I was done by 9:30, and at 9:30 I started sourcing until noon. So it's 2 hours and 30 minutes. Then after that, the afternoon, no, I take a break, I eat, I go to the beach, whatever. And during the afternoon, I just place my orders, or I'm trying to figure out some new sourcing methods. I look at my leads, I do some repricing. I'm trying to do stuff that is not really like related to my day-to-day to the day-to-day activities that I need to do, right? So I'm basically always working, except if I'm playing some video games with my friends. And it's getting super rare, especially since I started YouTube, because I really wanted to focus on that. But yeah, I work pretty much all day. I'm trying to figure out new sourcing methods. I'm trying to figure out some stuff for the YouTube channel, how to make stuff better. I'm basically working all day from morning to night, and I have no problem with that. I like it. So my guy, Amazon FBA guy from the UK, asked, do you struggle to switch off after work? Do I struggle to switch off after work? I do not. I don't ever switch off because I'm always thinking about it, and I have no problem with that. And I think when you have a business, here's the thing, and I told you guys, I've never had a real 9-to-5 jobs, right? I worked when I was a student for 1 month in a supermarket. That's the closest I've been to working on 9-to-5, right? Yeah, it's way different for me because I don't have that mentality of working from 9 to 5 and then just stopping thinking about other stuff like switching, playing video games and stuff. I'm always thinking about stuff because I care about it, because this is my business, and it's different. So I never really switch off like this. I may go work out even if I haven't been working out in a while because with the YouTube channel I'm busy and stuff, and I'm slowly getting back into it. But the only thing where I really switched off is when I work out or when I'm playing video games, but I haven't been doing that lately a lot. And even when I'm working out, I'm talking about business stuff. Like even when I'm playing video games, I'm thinking about that stuff. Because when you care about something like that, you do not really feel like switching off. Same thing as if you play basketball and stuff. Like I was playing basketball, I was obsessed. And the only thing you talk about, and even with my friends up to this day, the only thing we talk about is basketball. You think about it, you go to practice, you play basketball, you think about that all day. You're always watching videos, you're watching game, and everything that you do in your life revolves around that. It's pretty much the same thing. Everything that I do revolves around that, and my life is pretty integrated. All this stuff is integrated one with the other, And so no, I never really switched off because I just like it. I think you need to put things in perspective. It's not that stressful. It's pretty easy. Like, I'm like, for example, I'm recording this video, then I'm gonna like literally gonna work a little bit on the business. I'm gonna jump into the ocean, I'm gonna swim, and I'm gonna come back, I'm gonna work on the business. Like, my life is easy, it's not that stressful. Like, what is stressful, for example, is for kids in Congo that needs to mine, that needs to go in tunnel mine, that dies just to make $1, $2 a day, or kids that need to go to war. This is stressful. My life is easy. I just put things in perspective. My life is super easy. It's super easy. All I do is browsing the web and placing orders for, like, flipping stuff from online websites to on Amazon. That's pretty much all I do. I can do this by sitting here on this chair, sitting my ass on this chair and browsing the web. That's what I do. So it's not that stressful. And as I said before, like, I'm not stressed about losing the business because I've lost it once and I've rebuilt it from zero. So I'm not that stressed about it. It does not stress me. If something happens, it happens. If I go back to zero, if I lose all my money, I'll just rebuild it. I've done it once, I can do it twice. This is not something that I'm stressed about. So Randy asked, did you have friends that you started the FBA journey with? No. I started by myself, with my girl. I had no friends. I didn't tell any friends that I have that I was starting this. I kept it hidden at the beginning. I did not keep it hidden, but I just did not say it. Yeah, I just started by myself, and none of my friends are really interested into getting into Amazon. Some of them are probably, but they do not have the time because they're working, either they're working a full-time job, or they're just not that interested into starting an online business. So no, I started by myself. Randy again, did you have a mentor at any point of your journey? Regarding Amazon itself, no. I learned everything basically by myself. I did not buy any course, any paid course or stuff. I just watched a lot of videos, firstly from Jungle Scout and stuff. And yeah, this is where I learned online arbitrage, retail arbitrage, and this is where I learned Amazon and private labeling. Then I just did a lot of research for retail arbitrage, online arbitrage, and learned by myself. When it comes to life, and I think, we are all standing on some giant's shoulders. I had some mentors in my life, but it does not, not for Amazon. And so yeah, first of all, my dad, who is a really smart man, and that taught me a lot of stuff. That raised me, basically. Same thing, my grandpa, really smart guy. That taught me a lot of stuff, and that raised me as well. After that, 2 basketball coaches that I had. First of all, Vince Bassi, which I trained a lot with, who is actually the trainer who trained Boris Diaw. And a lot of new kids that are actually going to the NBA right now that I actually trained with. For example, Olivier Sarr, who is playing at OKC right now. Joel Ayayi, who signed with the Lakers but is playing in the G League as well. And a lot of kids that are in college, I train with them. And Vince Bassi is one of the big mentors I had regarding basketball. And, when you learn stuff, when you play your sports and stuff, it translates into other stuff, like, your work ethic and stuff. It translates into it. And so, yeah, Vince Bassi, who was a big mentor for me. And then Duke Chamba, who is an ex-professional basketball player from Belgium, and Congolese as well, who is actually the guy who brought me to Miami the first time. And yeah, I'm super grateful to those guys, to all those 4 guys that I consider have been mentoring me in a way, whether they realize it or not. I learned a lot from them, and the reason, those 4 persons played a big role in my life and played, at key moments. And some of them, for some of them, it did not last as long, but they had an impact on my life. So yeah, thank you to all of you. And yeah, those are the person I consider my 4 mentors. I may forget some people, but this is the 4 that comes to my mind when I think about mentors. What do you think you learned that brought you to a higher level on FBA? The best lesson and the thing that I should share with you is that the thing that I learned that were able to propel me to another level are not things that I learned from other Amazon sellers that I learned specifically for Amazon. The things that really brought me to another level are things that, just being curious and learning from everything that you can. Not only like not being too deeply focused on the task that you have in hand, but trying to philosophize on, a lot of stuff, and, even philosophize on the business and trying to develop new stuff and things, right? Because as I said, and as I said previously, it's not a quote that comes from me, but it's a quote that you can find in books called Creativity, by the founder of Pixar. And basically they say that creativity is basically the meeting point where ideas that do not seem related at first actually meet. It's not how they put the quotes, but this is how I put it. And you can learn something from chemistry, you can learn some stuff from I don't know, from basketball. Put those two things together and you come up with a new idea. And this is like really a thing that brought me to a new level is actually like thinking about stuff this way, always being curious about stuff, and developing new strategies. I often talk about economy, about finance, because this is some stuff that I studied, right? And I bring some ideas to my FBA business, to my Amazon business, that comes from this background of me being interested in that stuff, right? So yeah, if I have one advice, one thing that you can learn is just be curious, learn about a lot of stuff that may not seem related, that you may not feel like it can help you today in your journey, but you're gonna get some ideas. If you learn one new thing every day, you read a lot and stuff, you're gonna figure out some stuff, and you're gonna have new ideas, you're gonna be able to innovate. Last question. Shmin asked, where do you see yourself in the future with Amazon? So with Amazon, where do I see myself in the future? I'm probably I'm gonna make the move to wholesale slowly. This is my next step. I'm gonna make the move to wholesale. I'm gonna try. I started to do it already. I failed my first attempt, but I'm gonna keep learning, and I'm gonna try to make the move as soon as possible. Not as soon as possible, but I'd say in the short to mid-term, I'm gonna try to make the move slowly to wholesale. My goal is to, when it comes to e-commerce and stuff, build private label brands, not just private label products, but really brands, and trying, to get to an exit with some physical product brand that I developed myself. Yeah, and when it comes to business in general, do I even see myself doing Amazon? Yeah, I think I always do Amazon. I'll always be involved a little bit into Amazon. But my goal is, to make cash flow, to make a lot of money, and move to other business ventures, while still being involved into Amazon, of course. Probably brick and mortar, not in the US though. Probably maybe in the US, but I'd like to start brick and mortar's business in other countries. I'll mention it maybe you'll see it in the future if you still follow this channel, because I'll document everything here. But yeah, and start. I'll see. But yeah, when it comes to Amazon, that's it. Right. So that's the end of this video. We do not have any more questions. I locked the channel on the Discord server. Yeah, join the Discord server if you're not there yet. As I said, best place to hang out with other sellers, best place to reach out to me, best place to talk about Amazon and learn some stuff. Yeah, thank you everyone once again for subscribing, for the support, because we grew kind of fast. It was not that difficult. It's March, I really started in January, so I'm super happy with that, with the support that you guys gave me. And, I'm super happy that I was able to help a lot of you guys with your business. I really feel like I'm making a difference. And, it feels great. Actually, it feels super great to feel like you're making a difference. So, yeah, and I'm so glad I was able to meet a lot of you guys. I mean, not meet in person yet, but, yeah, to talk to all of you and meet new friends, basically. So, yeah, love you guys. I'll see you in the next video. New video every day at 3 p.m. Always. I'm sticking to that schedule. And yeah, check out these other videos if you want to learn about Amazon and stuff. I'll see you tomorrow for a new video.